Hey there, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you're watching this from. And it's just going to be a short talk on why we need struggle, why there has to be struggle, why there are certain challenges that we have to go through. Sometimes on the street, like it could be for a week, for a month, for a year or two, or a decade, or for our entire lives. Why do we need that? And the reason why I wanted to do this talk is because I felt like I found myself recently questioning why I'm going through what I'm going through. Why is nothing ever working out? Why am I always failing? Why do I feel so low? Why am I not that grateful? Why am I taking things for granted? Why am I having so many regrets? All of the questions that resonate with the word why. And I pondered about it a lot. And recently, I started thinking that it's perhaps necessary because because you know it's a cruel thing to say, you know, but it's necessary sometimes because at the end of the day, if you're always so comfortable, if you're always so so in tune, if you're always so sure, if you're always so affirmed that things will work out, then what's the point in trying, right? So, and it goes both ways as well. It's like if you can have a lot of bad things happen to you and nothing ever works out, you can also feel like, what's the point in trying, right? Because nothing will ever change. And I wanted to do this talk as well and relate it to somewhat in terms of religion, because in religion, in terms of my religion, what my religious background is, which is Christianity and Roman Catholic, is that we were taught that God has a plan for all of us, right? I mean, I believe that's what's there, here and there in every religion, that God has a predestined plan, predestined fate for every human being on this planet and every living creature on this planet. So we all serve one purpose, we all serve one calling, we all serve one one path that we need to walk on, that God put there for us to pursue. And it's it's going to be harder than others. Sometimes it can be easier than others in terms of the path that you're going to walk on or the pursuit that you're going for. And I feel like at times, even despite the ease or the difficulty of the path, there will always be struggle. There will always be hardships. There will always be challenges. There will always be doubt and fear if this path, if this purpose, if this life was meant for you or not. There's always going to be that doubt, and you're going to wonder even sometimes, what am I even doing? What am I doing this for? Who even am I anymore? I can't even see myself, or I can't even recognize myself when I look myself in the mirror. And that creates a sense of insecurity, because you're going to feel like you don't know what you're doing, or you're going to feel like maybe all of your efforts have been wasted, because the thing that you're hoping for, or the path that you put yourself on, isn't going the way you wanted it to, or you expected it to be, and you're not getting that end result. And I wanted to touch on that as well, because like it's gonna take time. We don't know how long. you know you're only here for a limited amount of time, some longer than others as well, some shorter than others. And we can't really determine if or when it will happen. We can't really determine or what thing, or what relationship, or what dream that we aspire to achieve or to have in this life, so long as we're alive, will come to fruition or will become a reality. But what I can guarantee and what I've heard other people say in podcasts and in contents of media and interviews here and there is that and even people around me, the strangers I meet, the conversations I overhear on the metro sometimes, uh, and just in general conversations with my loved ones and people around me and colleagues and so on, acquaintances, is that all of us grow, right? That's the one thing that we need to make sure of in our career. Mostly is what I'm hearing nowadays because starting out, getting jobs here and there. Just graduated like 2 years ago, but it's been a long time already. But feels like yesterday. And yeah, I've been hearing a lot of talk about growth in terms of career and stuff, and I just came to a realization this morning actually upon listening to a podcast by Jay Shetty with this person. I'm not sure. I wasn't really able to get his name, but he was talking about endurance and how it goes to how you can just keep saying, just give it one more day, give it one more day, and so on. Like give yourself one more chance to do it. Give yourself one more chance to live. Give yourself one more chance to work out, to pursue, to grow. And eventually, the pain that you feel at the time, the regret that you feel, or the fear that you feel of failing in terms of what you're pursuing, will eventually go away. You know, slow and steady. But yeah, I'll leave a link on the description of this post if you guys want to check out the podcast. But yeah, in terms of the topic of the talk, the struggle. I feel like at the end of the day, when you go through struggle, when you go through challenges, when you go through, hardships, heartbreak, all these regrets and so on, is failures as well, and pain. It not only teaches you valuable lessons that you need to carry forward with you and kindly or surely implement, but it also builds your character because we could sometimes, even I personally, get too over my head or have a big ego sometimes. I try my best not to show it. I try my best not to give into it because at the end of the day, I need to remind myself that, I'm a speck of dust. You know, I'm a speck of dust. I'm nothing. I am literally, just human, like human. I'm not godlike. I'm not, having any powers. I'm not, you know, immortal. If God or the world or the universe itself decides that it's my time to go, I'm gonna go, bro. I gotta go. Like seriously, I'm only here because life allows me to be here. you know. So yeah, I need to remind myself every now and then that when I get too carried away, when I'm too caught up in trying to make it work, when I'm too caught up in my own ambitions, my own dreams, my own aspirations, it's like it's to calm myself down, and it's also like you know calm my ego down every now and then, because it's just a reminder. It goes both ways. It's like you're a speck of dust. Calm yourself down. You're not anything. I have to remind myself I'm not anything. I can literally be taken away in a mere second or a mere snap of a finger. And it goes in the way of, when you're struggling, you're a speck of dust. It does not, nothing lasts forever. You're gonna go away once again with a snap of a finger. And so too will this thing that you're going through. So too will this struggle or hardship that you're going through, or heartache that you're feeling right now. It's not gonna last forever because nothing lasts forever. So yeah, but in terms of struggle, in terms of the pain, in terms of heartache and regrets and failure, at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. and the only thing that we can truly do from it is grow. And what I mean is that you don't you grow in wisdom, yes, you grow through regret, yes, but ultimately it builds and grows your character. So long as it builds and grows your character, I feel like that whatever struggle that you're going through, that is worth it because you're becoming more better in terms of the character that you have within, you know, being more humble, being more grateful for the things that you have, whilst also knowing that you can achieve better. Not taking for granted whatever you have now, or the little wins that come your way, or not, taking for granted uh, what this life has given you, the path that you're on, the journey that you have to go through personally, the people that the people that life has surrounded you with, and the lessons you've learned along the way. Because all in all, it builds who you are and it gets you to being who you were meant to be, and in line of what God or the universe wanted you to be as a creation. I mean, I was just talking with my siblings the other day and their friends and their significant others, and um, we touched on the topic of why we were here in the first place, or why, God put us here in the first place. And we did a little theory. It's just from our own theories and all that. Is that we were put here as a testing ground, because I've always thought that purgatory was this like place above earth, but not heaven or hell. So I thought we were like in the middle ground. But then as I grew older and I came to think about it, I realized that earth is purgatory. You know, we were, as the story goes, we were brought from heaven to earth, and we are imperfect, we are flawed, we don't know what it is. We let the seven deadly sins get into our way, pride, ego, gluttony, greed, and so on. And so I think that from me personally, on my behalf, on my own personal journey, is that I was born, sinless. I was born pure, and now I'm tainted with sin. I'm plagued with temptations, and I'm plagued with a lot of bad intentions and bad thoughts. So in order for me to get back up there, which was a place where I was before I existed over here, is that I need to prove myself. I need to build my character. I need to grow as a human being in the ways that are right, in terms of morally right. I need to instill the right values. I need to seek the right things in life. I need to know what life is about in general, not just pursuits, fame, greed, money, stability, all of that. I need to know why I was put here, and that all in all, I've figured it out myself, is that I need to make a difference. I need to give my life meaning, be it on a grander scale, reaching out to thousands upon millions and helping upon thousands upon millions of people with whatever problems they have physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or helping people on a minute scale or on a smaller scale with the people around me, my family, my friends, the people I meet on a daily basis, a random stranger I come across by. You know, it's it comes with struggles, but it builds the character. Going through life, especially when you're trying to help people, especially when you're trying to help yourself, when you're trying to help the people around you, because you, it's uh, it's a thought that I put in my head. Is like it's like you know you can be at any given workplace, any office, any company and all that, and your priority is yourself, because you come in, you clock in, you do your job, get your salary, that's it. You don't really have an obligation to, worry about others or do that, in a sense. That is. And the only so there's a sense of ego there, there's a sense of pride, because you're like, it's my time, my money, my work. I don't need to care about anybody else. But uh, the one place where you have to really think about other people wholeheartedly and put aside your ego, your pride, everything that revolves around you, is if you're working or if you're volunteering in places like a religious community, a church, uh, in terms of Christianity and religious places of worship and other religions as well. It's because you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for other people in terms of charity. You're helping other people who have gone through a lot and who need aid in terms of that. So you can be like, how does this make me feel? How am I, how does it make me look? Like something like that. It's not a publicity stunt. You're doing it because of good intentions and so on. And I feel like that's really honorable to say. So if you, whoever is watching this, are on that path or trying to do that or trying to, you know, uh, or going through that but having a hard time, I assure you that that's a more noble cause in terms of that, instead of being successful and all that, because successful in a sense of having a lot of money and all that, because that success that you have in terms of being able to reach people, you know being able to bring people out of the struggle despite you going through your own struggles, being selfless, putting yourself aside and prioritizing other people who actually need and require your help. That's uh, that's really that's really a noble pursuit, and you should keep pursuing that because, in a sense, you may not see it on a grander scale because it may not be televised, but who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, you're changing one person's world at a time, and they're gonna remember that for as long as they live. In fact, you never know. Your helping hand or your aid that you provide to other people might be the thing that gets them off the ground, might be the thing that, you know, helps them realize that, hey, this person helped me get my life straight. This person helped me out of this situation. I'm not gonna waste their efforts by, wallowing in the pit that I've dug myself in or the pit that life put me in. I'm gonna get myself out because I don't want that person's efforts to go to waste. So yeah, it's all about, in terms of struggles, it's all about putting yourself aside, putting your ego aside, knowing that you're just human, knowing that you cannot be perfect no matter how hard we try, and just being humble because and it's one thing that I tell myself as well is that it's gonna build your character, it's gonna help you grow, but don't get a big ego, don't be so prideful because you better humble yourself now before life humbles you. And speaking from experience, life's humbling lessons are extremely, extremely, I can't even find the words to say because it's like just leaves me speechless on how life can humble a person. And so yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's it's painful. Yes, it's is it gonna be super fear-inducing? Yes. Is it gonna be filled with insecurities, filled with doubts? Yes. No matter how old you get, no matter how young you are, you're you're always gonna be filled with that sense of doubt, that sense of insecurity, that sense of regret. But so long as it builds your character, so long as it doesn't destroy you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and so long as it doesn't paint your view of the world in such a dark light where you see nothing but despair and hopelessness, and so long as it helps you grow in your faith, whatever faith that may be, and helps you become the person you envision yourself to be, or not necessarily the person you envision yourself to be, but just a better person overall, more kinder, more wholehearted, more wiser, and more giving person, understanding and comforting as well. And if it brings if it keeps you stronger as well, then by all means, that experience wasn't wasted. By all means, that pursuit wasn't wasted because even if you tried building mountain and it came crumbling down apart, in terms of whatever you're building, be it your passion, the dream life, a career, and so on, even if that tower that you built came collapsing down grandly, it's that that thing that you've built physically or metaphorically in your mind compares to nothing towards the character is built within you, because that character is what's gonna propel you forward to pursuing better things, pursuing more grander things, pursuing more things on a bigger scale, pursuing a calling that's more than you, more than me, more than ourselves. So yeah, hope you guys took something away from this, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.